Hey guys, how's it going? Solo back with another daily stock market video, and let's talk about a ticker that really we haven't talked about in a long time, and that's Tesla. And the reason I haven't talked about it is because I've never owned any shares or options on Tesla just because they're too darn expensive. It's too darn pricey. I don't have that much capital to be able to sell some cash secured puts on Tesla. And as we've seen over the past few weeks and months, Tesla has just been skyrocketing in price, making it even harder to own shares or trade cash secured options. But let's take a look at it because having a very interesting week or so in Tesla right now, and I'll give you my thoughts, but here's the heat map for yesterday on Friday, how we closed out the week. And if you saw my video from last night, basically the first half of the trading day, it was another just big market sell-off. Everything was just big red. And then around lunchtime, we just kind of did a 180 and everything just started going up. And as you can see by the heat map here, we closed the day green in pretty much every single sector. The one big red stock that remained, though, was Tesla. I mean, we'll take a look at the Robinhood graph in a second. You can see Tesla still closed down about 4%. So let's do a deep dive into Tesla right now, talk a little bit about it. So looking at the Robinhood graph, you can see Tesla actually opened at the opening bell. They were green by a little bit, 0.7% at around $625. And then within the first few hours, like I said, right at around 11:30 a.m. Eastern time, it was down over 12%. But it was at this point, for whatever reason, the whole market just did a complete 180, V-shaped recovery, and just started rallying all the way into close. Now, as I just showed you, most stocks were able to get back to the green side, but Tesla remained red, kind of lost steam in power hour. So Tesla, like I said, closed down 3.8%, kind of flat, but sold off a little bit more in after hours trading, down another 0.3%. But if you're long Tesla right now, you are not having a good time because on the week still, look at this, you're down 13.6% on the week. Again, this is the opposite of what you want to see in a stock graph, just straight down and to the right. On the month, same story, just down and to the right. You're down over 31% on the month, and it doesn't get better. On the past 3 months, you're still in the red, down 1.4%. It's only when you get to the yearly or the 5-year graph that obviously you're looking pretty good still. But Tesla has not been having a good go of it recently. Let's take a look at the Tesla option chain just to see how juicy these premiums are right now. If we take a look, let's say we went to sell some puts for the following Friday, a weekly, you would collect at the money $2,910 in premium, but you would have to put up $59,500 in capital. That is just way too much for my portfolio, and your return on risk is only 4.9%. Now, on any other day, 4.9% return in a week for an at-the-money cash secured put is pretty good. But if you've seen some of my older videos, we're looking at crypto stocks right now like Riot or Mara. You could get double that for at-the-money puts right now. So I would say in this current market environment, the premiums on Tesla are average. They're not bad, but they're average. And if there's other tickers you're looking at, you could get juicier premiums if you're just chasing the juice. But believe in the company, maybe you want to hold Tesla shares long term. Well, selling puts is basically getting paid to set a limit buy order, if you want to think about it that way. But let's take a look at some news articles that came out on Tesla. So here's one. Again, this came out yesterday from Bloomberg titled Tesla Plunge Erases $234 billion of market value in 4 weeks. Basically, in the past month, Tesla lost $234 billion. You can see the stock graph right here, and that's crazy. Like I said, it dropped as much as 13% on Friday before it closed after rallying down 3.8%, and it closed at $597.95, which is the lowest since December of last year. So it basically erased all of the 2021 gains and pretty much all of December's gains from last year as well. Now, like I said, it lost 11% of its value just this week, and really extends its losing streak to 4 weeks, which is its longest since May of 2019. So now, why is this such a big deal? Well, if you've been following the news, you know that Tesla was recently added to the S&P 500. So for all the long-term investors and the index funds and things like BUY, for example, you have exposure to Tesla. We're going to take a look at all the ETFs really quickly that have exposure to Tesla. But not only that, now that Elon has bought Bitcoin, and actually quite a lot of it, you also kind of have exposure to Bitcoin as well, or crypto, whether you like it or not. If you've been following the Discord server, my stance right now, I like Tesla as a company. I like the technology. I like the innovation. I like the foresight that Elon has. But my concern is, what is going to cause the next recession? Is it going to be the Tesla bubble? Because if Tesla just sinks, then I think there's a good chance that it's going to take a lot of people's retirement funds, these so-called safe S&P 500 index funds, it might take it down with it. And then could it be double trouble if crypto pops and Tesla pops? Because now you have two bubbles that pretty much now everybody has exposure to, that's any form of long-term investor, or if they think they're a quote-unquote safe investor by just putting it into index funds and ETFs, you all have exposure right now to Tesla and a little bit to Bitcoin, in my opinion. So it's going to be interesting to see. Let me show you one news article before we get to the ETFs here. And this is another one from Yahoo titled Tesla Tumbles, NASDAQ on Track for Worst Start to March Since 2009. And we all know what happened in 2008, 2009. So kind of ominous there. We'll have to see what happens. But like I said, the whole tech sector, I've said this in my prior videos, kind of been propping up the market this whole time. But now that the tech sector is in the red, it's dragging the market down with it, in my opinion. Let me show you all these ETFs. So go to this website, ETF.com, and you just search for the Tesla ticker. You'll see right now there are 209 ETFs that hold Tesla. And of all the ETFs, there are 54.4 million shares of Tesla that are in ETFs. And actually, look at this. The biggest holder of Tesla is the cubes, QQQ, the NASDAQ 100 ETF. And the largest ETF with the largest allocation, I should say, is IYK. And if we scroll down here, you can see, look, ETFs with the most Tesla exposure, IYK, which is the iShares Consumer Goods ETF, XLY, which is the Consumer Discretionary Sector ETF by the Spiders, UGE, FDIS, and BCR. Look at this, top performing ETFs with Tesla, TQQQ. I mean, that's not surprising. That's the leverage, that's the 3x leveraged bull QQQ ETF. So, of course, if, like we said, QQQ is the biggest holder of Tesla, well, when that does well, you're going to get triple leverage. You're going to get 3 times that. So, of course, that's going to do well. But on the flip side, if this does poorly, if Tesla does poorly, this is also going to do 3 times as poorly. So that's the gamble there. Now, this is not surprising either. The ARK W Next Generation Internet ETF, also the top performing ETF by Cathie Wood from ARK Invest, that has Tesla in it. Again, ARK Q also has Tesla in it. Cathie Wood is really, really, really deep into Tesla. She basically can't get enough of the stock. I mean, she's buying up every dip right now. She's going to look like a genius, or it's going to be some of the worst decisions she's ever made, in my opinion, depending on how we turn out in the end. Look at this. Again, like I said, ETFs with the most Tesla shares, QQQ, FI. Here's one, VOO, right? The Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, and VTI, the Vanguard Total Market ETF. I know a ton of people, right, that have shares of VOO and VTI. They have their money just automatically withdrawn from their weekly or monthly paychecks. They just put it straight into VOO, VTI, just as a set it and forget it, just really easy and effortless investing, and there's nothing wrong with that. But my concern is if that there's so much Tesla in these quote-unquote boomer index funds, or ETFs, I should say, then if Tesla pops, it's going to take all these boomer funds down with it. That's my fear right now. So very interesting. Let me know in the comments below. Do you own any boomer funds like Vanguards, like VOO or VTI, or anything from Fidelity or Schwab? Do you own shares or options on Tesla? Let me know, because I know some brokers like Robinhood will let you get fractional shares of Tesla. So you could buy, in theory, like $10 worth of Tesla and have some small fraction of a share of Tesla. Curious to see what my viewers have. Let's take a look at the TradingView chart here. So here's TradingView where I do my charting. And you can ignore some of these lines down below because this was back when we first were looking at this months ago. But these yellow lines represent areas of support and resistance. This purple line is my meme line at 420.69. We're well past that right now. But here's the crazy thing. So Tesla closed at basically $600. The pre-split price, because remember, Tesla did a 5-to-1 split recently, would be $3,000 a share, right? That's where Amazon is right now at $3,000 per share. I don't think Tesla is on the level of Amazon right now in terms of how established it is. Google is right now at $2,000 per share. So it's actually a higher share price than Google is right now. Let's do some updated TA here. Looking at the graph, I think there's an area of resistance right now around 655, 656, kind of bottomed out, then topped out the following day on March 4th. And looking back, we also topped out there for a few days back in December. I also think there's an area of resistance somewhere around just shy of $700. Again, we topped out and bottomed out there back earlier in February and March, and then also topped out there back in December as well. But that looks like an area of resistance. If we keep going higher and higher, it's harder to see because there's less price action. But again, I think there's another area of resistance here around 778, 779, let's say. Again, bottomed out there in February, bottomed out there in early January. And then higher up here, probably something around 815. Again, topped out, bottomed out. And then one more, let's put it right around here, around 856 or so. Keep in mind, these are more areas. They're not exact numbers, right? You saw how quickly I did that. I'm not saying, oh, exactly 698 and 95 cents. There's an area of resistance. No. Nobody can predict the future. First of all, no technical analysis is 100% accurate, no matter what anybody tells you, no matter how good you are or how long you've been doing it. I just do this just to kind of get a general sense of where the price action is and what other people may be looking at in terms of where to buy and sell. Just one piece of the pie that I look for when making some trades. So the real question everybody wants to know is, well, where are we going from here? The RSI is rather oversold, right? We're basically right at 30. So we could see a little bit of a rally, but the scary thing is, and I saw this on the space video I made yesterday, we had a lot of volume on Friday, right? Look at this volume bar. It was red because obviously we had a red day, but this volume, we haven't had this much volume on Tesla since this big green day in mid-December. So that's why I'm scared that the sell-off is going to continue. Maybe we'll have a little bit of a dead cat bounce on Monday, but I don't think, personally, this is just my opinion, not financial advice, I don't think the sell-off is over. Because in the afternoon on Friday, when we had that V-shaped recovery, there was no news that broke that all of a sudden the market said, all right, you know what? Changed our minds. We're going to go to the moon now. I'm hoping we have one more green day on Monday. Maybe I can sell some covered calls, or maybe people can get out of their positions for a little bit more money if they choose to do so. But I still think that overall, next week is going to be another red week. That's just my opinion. Let's end the video looking at the option flow data to see what the big money investors were doing with Tesla. I mean, intraday, you can see we got down as far as around 539. The next area of support I have is around 500. I don't have a lot of price action between 500 and like right around 560, 570. There's just a few days of trading. So I could see Tesla going all the way down to 500, to be honest with you. We'll just have to wait and see. So here's Sweepcast, one of the option flow programs I've been testing out. And overall on Tesla, it's kind of a split. 162 calls, 105 puts. Overall sentiment, though, was bearish according to this program. I've sorted these options by premium values. Take a look at this. The biggest one was for $16 million. And that was a put for 450 strike. And that was a bearish sentiment. So someone is betting that Tesla is going to keep crashing. They're betting $16 million on it by buying 450 strike puts. And that would kind of go in line with my TA saying that we might hit 500. There's another one, $13 million, which is the next biggest order. That was a call option for 650. That's someone saying, hey, you know what? Maybe they think that was the reversal and now we're going to recover. You kind of have two big bets betting on opposite ends, one bullish, one bearish. And then, but take a look at this. The next highest few options were all put options. But the funny thing is they're all in the money. 890, 580 strike, 750 strike. So I don't know. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Are we going to have a reversal? Are we going to have a green week next week? Or is the sell-off only beginning and we're going to have more red? Curious to hear what you guys think. Add the Discord server. If you're not in there already, make sure you sign up. Join me on Twitter, StockTwits, Instagram, and Reddit. Hope you're having a good weekend. I hope you're having a green week. If it wasn't green, I hope it wasn't that bad. Let me know how it went. I'll see you on the moon.